This is my speech on Harriet Tubman. Here is my audience. I'll put this here. Hey. Oh man, I'll put this right here. Okay. Miss Harriet Tubman was born into slavery between 1820 and 1825. She was one of 9 children born to her parents, Harriet Green and Ben Ross. Her original name was Arminty Ross, but her family called her Minty. When she was young, 3 of her sisters were sold to slave owners on other plantations, and from this moment on, it severely tore her family apart. A Georgia family wanted to buy Harriet's younger brother, but her mother fought against this. Her mother eventually won, and with this winning, it showed Harriet that her mother was a strong woman, thus foresetting the action that women could be powerful and could do anything that they set their mind to it. As a slave, violence was part of her daily life. Harriet endured many beatings, as many as all the other slaves on the plantation as well. Harriet became smart and determined that she was going to start layering her clothing before getting these beatings so that her skin would be protected. One of these physical beatings that she endured gave her a lifelong problem. She was hit with a 2.5-pound weight in her head, which caused her to have episodes for the rest of her life. These episodes are what she would classify as religious experiences. Anytime she endured one of these episodes, she felt like God was speaking to her and giving her commands and directions as to which way for her life to go. Once Minty found out that she was going to be sold, she devised a plan to run away and become free. Harriet left her plantation and made it all the way to Pennsylvania, which was 125 miles away, all by herself with nobody helping her to guide her to freedom. During her travels to become free, she did have one of these episodes in which God was telling her which way to go. She followed her visions and made it to free ground in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Harriet was free for 2 years working and saving so that she could go back and rescue a husband that she had left behind. 2 years after becoming free, she made her way back to the plantation to save her husband and bring him to freedom. Once she got there, she realized that her husband had married another woman, and this made her very upset. She decided at that time that she was going to do what God had already trusted her to do, which was to help other slaves become free. It was during this first episode of coming back to freedom that she helped save over 70 slaves. All by herself, she was the leader of men, women, and children, listening to her to make sure that they got free. The trips were not easy, and during this time is how the Underground Railroad was developed. She used many safe houses, many safe people, and anti-slavery activists to help her to freedom. During one of these trips, she did earn the nickname Moses because she was strong like an ox and did not let anything stop them from becoming free. Miss Tubman also served during the Civil War. She was a spy and a cook, and also a nurse. While working in the Civil War, she was the first woman to lead an expedition in the war against the Combahee River Raid, which helped her free more than 700 slaves in South Carolina. Many times during these expeditions, she did have problems. Men did not want to listen, and women could not go on, and she would not give up. She told them, "I would rather kill you than let you stay here and give away my secrets on how we became free." From that moment on, people entrusted her with their freedom, their religion, and the power to get free. Miss Tubman lived a long and grateful life and had held many honors. The head injuries that Miss Tubman sustained early in her life became more disruptive and more painful as her life went on. Towards the end of her life, she did have to have brain surgery at Boston's Massachusetts General Hospital to alleviate the pains that she felt regularly. Tubman was eventually admitted into the rest home named in her honor. She did die of pneumonia in March of 1913. When she was buried with full military honors at Fort Hill Cemetery in Auburn, Massachusetts. Thank you.